Olympus.
I'm still stressing you on one shoot.
Dollar move of the week. What we got today, Picks?
2-on-1s to some offense. Let's see it. Partner grabs your head. You're gonna grab the wrist. You're gonna like shrug it off and underhook the armpit. I'm gonna pull the wrist tight to my stomach. I'm gonna drop my shoulder on the back of his shoulder. So from here, guys, you have endless options of moves, but these are my favorite too. So I'm turning the shoulder down. I'm taking the hand that's on the wrist, sliding to the armpit. The hand that's in the armpit is going to the back. From here, you guys can take the back however you want.
You did it on this side?
Yeah. That hurt?
Yeah,
That shit hurts. Grabbing the wrist, underhooking the armpit, turning your shoulder down on his shoulder and pulling the wrist up. So it kind of locks the arm in tight. From here, guys, hand on the wrist is going in front of the arm. Some people go behind it, so just a preference. I like to go in front, the way I can pull and get some drag. The hand that's in the armpit is going to the hip. Stay tight, guys. Take the back. All right, one more.
Can you show an option from there? Let's say if it's a jiu-jitsu match, where would you prefer to go, right? Versus if it was like a freestyle wrestling match, you know, for the kids or something like that,
Okay.
folk style. What? So if it was jiu-jitsu, where would you go
Jiu-jitsu,
after?
boom, we're just gonna take the back, get our hooks in.
Okay. If it was wrestling though,
He wouldn't take me down if it was wrestling. He couldn't.
With wrestling, guys, it's just the same thing. Arm drag. If he gets stuck in a tripod, you gotta get his knees to the mat. You can just kind of walk this foot out, put the knee on the mat, that's 2.
can you show that move again where you're walking the foot out?
I'm just gonna scoop this ankle, I'm gonna go in like a half moon motion, 180.
Boom. You got your points right there.
That's 2.
All right, bet.
All right, one more. This one's a little fancy. Same thing, get into the 2-on-1. Come this way, bro. Boom. From here, guys, I'm gonna hop in to I'm gonna kick the inside of the thigh. I'm gonna ankle pick the foot. So here, boom. I'm grabbing the ankle with 2 hands. So same way I get to my Russian. If he's got this foot back, guys, and I can't hop in, I'm just gonna shovel the hand like so. All right, so this one works better if you can get the guy, if you're getting in close to him. So I'm gonna trade feet, step, where my left foot is, hop in, kick the inside of the thigh, catch his foot with my foot so he can't step out, and ankle pick the foot. Connect my hands as soon as we hit the ground.
You got a preference if it's going to be, you know, you're in a jiu-jitsu match at the Worlds, or if you're one of your kids, one of your students is a wrestler, you got a preference on finishing that one? Or is it keep it the same for both?
Keep it the same. The only difference is in wrestling, once you ankle pick, the person is going to get to their stomach. You just cover the hips to get to 2.
Okay.
Jiu-jitsu, it's a free-for-all.
Awesome.
That's it. All right, guys, so basic shit, basic stuff for beginners. So, first off, we'll shake hands in a match, guys. There you go. Oh. So basic stuff, guys. If you're wrestling somebody in a match, you don't want to be out here not making contact. So you want to create offense, but first you have to do that by making contact. So what I like to do is get forehead to forehead, then get a hold of the guys. Some basic tips, guys. Keeping your elbows in, wrist control, and head position. So I want to get my forehead on his temples. That way I can create some angles.
So with head positioning, can you show what would be considered good head positioning wise, right? Like where would you want your head?
This is not good. You don't want to let him have the inside position, guys. So I want to get my forehead on the inside, all right? Or forehead to forehead. As long as I can just get like a little bit of an angle change, that way I can get a good clean shot off instead of trying to shoot straight through him. More or less.
And then you were talking about wrist control. So you got the head positioning. What are you doing with as far as grabbing his wrist after that?
So from here, guys, I can start working up to the ties that I want. So I always come in collar tie wrist, and then I'll start slowly working off of that. You know, you got your arm drags. I can set up ankle picks and stuff off of the wrist control.
Okay.
You got a couple different options there.
What's your preferred way to grab the wrist? Because there's people showing all kinds of different weird ways. You know, this way, that way. How are you grabbing the wrist?
So if I want to attack to this side of the body, I would grab it just normal.
Okay.
If I want to go to this side of the body for some reason,
Uh-huh.
it's just my opinion. I don't know if it's like a rule,
Uh-huh.
but I like to go thumb down because I got more pull from here when I'm going to this side, whereas on the other side I'm working more like head outside attacks instead of head inside to my good side.
Okay, so depending on which side of the body, depends on if you're gonna be grabbing thumbs up and thumbs down.
I would say I don't feel comfortable right here. I feel like I'm giving my lead leg up, and right here I feel a little more secure, I'd say.
Okay, awesome. So depending on which side of the body you're going to, depends on how you're grabbing the wrist.
Yeah.
Okay, but and then what about? So you got head positioning, you got the wrist control. Just what about some other things you're kind of keeping in mind? Just
I like
as you're
to use
wrestling.
my elbow as like a bumper, so I feel safe here. Like if he ever goes to shoot on me or anything, I could just turn my elbow in. And it's gonna make him like bounce off my elbow like a bumper. So keeping your elbows in. I don't want to be up here. I like to say one hand ready to down block, and the other hand's kind of like a down block too with the elbow control. So it looks like elbow, wrist, anywhere with the elbow.
Okay. And then off that elbow, when you're clubbing the head, can you explain just a little bit about how you're grabbing on the head and what you're doing with your hands in the club?
Yeah, so first you want to just come out and hit him with a heavy ass club. I'm just kidding. So really, when you're snapping, guys, you want to pull. You always want to pull and backstep, guys. I never want to just pull and not move my feet. So I always pull and backstep. It's just creating more of a rhythm where I can get some shots off. I don't ever want to just pull it straight down, and anytime I pull, I gotta move my feet.
I see.
Gets him moving.
And you're using that in combination with the elbow push, pull, push, pull.
Push, pull, fakes, pull. You know, just working on moving the guys, getting him to react to different things. That way you can create angles. The biggest thing is creating angles, guys.
All right. Bet.